What up, y'all? I just finished with my other channel uploading, blah blah blah. Go check it out, the witchy links, blah blah blah. Nobody gives a fuck. I haven't made a video in a minute. I just been going live, but I really needed to process some of this stuff and thought I'd share that with you. I've been reading The Water Dancer. And I feel like the main character's evolution is a lot similar to mine. Like my life. Like, my life is so similar. Not literally similar, because, like, he is slave. Well, was. Well, this is somebody from the past, so I guess the word is was. I just, like, the way he's just, like, used to, seek the approval of the white folk, of his masters, or whatever. Then he started to really see their flaws and how the test, as he calls us, are actually better than their masters, Goes from there because, yeah, we had to be. It's not just because we are just naturally better, but we were forced to be. Held to a much higher standard than one another in, as far as white folks was concerned back then, and it still is. It's still the same. It's still true. Held to a much higher standard. No matter how amazing we are, on an individual basis, it's not enough. It's not enough in their eyes. Yeah, sure, they still poke fun and kind of ostracize their own when you're, like, poor, or if you're crass and just not mannerly, don't act like high society, you're still shunned, but still held in higher regard than anybody of color. And I've been noticing that too, like over time. And just like the main character, I had to spend most of my life pretending like I'm not as brilliant as I am. Because that could mean trouble. And because it has meant trouble for me. And it's just been, it hurts to see parallels. Instead of just iron chains, we have gilded chains, Still chains nonetheless. And I'm being metaphorical and literal. I'm seeing that the fact that I have such a close relation to the enslaved, I'm only a few generations removed from it. My great-grandfather on my father's side, enslaved, then freed, still treated like shit. My great-great-grandmother on my mother's side, Although I do believe great-grandma spent at least the first half of her life, or at least the first quarter, enslaved and then freed. And I see that. I see the parallels in the mindset. It's almost... It's almost an exact match, and it just really... It fills me with both pride and heartache. I just wow, you know? Yeah, I just did that. I don't give a fuck. I'm not... I'm actually really good. It's just... This mix of pleasant and unpleasant emotions is just... Specifically these emotions. Because on one side, seeing the parallels brings me pride because I feel more connected to my roots than ever before. Because let's face it, I was raised to ignore the existence of my roots, let alone embrace them. I'm a direct descendant of those who laid the entire foundation of this country. Which, the way I feel about this country, that's a bittersweet feeling. Because our country is actually in apartheid. And always has been. And we laid the foundation for it. But knowing that it wasn't our choice to do so, but since we were going to do a thing, we were going to do it well, you know? So it's very bittersweet. It's like, yeah, we built this mug. Like, we built it. We did that. It's bittersweet because if it weren't for us, this wouldn't be none of this. It's bittersweet because I also have indigenous blood. Damn, I'm almost out. What's funny is, speaking of my roots, and also speaking of my indigenous heritage as well, I've been following a lot of indigenous creators, like on YouTube, and I used to have TikTok. I don't mess with TikTok anymore. I don't fuck with that. Fuck TikTok. You can kiss my ass. I don't care. I like Red Note better anyway. It's a much more global community, fewer Americans, like fewer United States citizens, because they're like, deuces, Red Note, going back to TikTok. Good. Kick rocks. I don't want to talk to y'all anyway. But like, I've been following my peeps, and it's funny when it's not funny, ha funny. I'm about to, hear me out first with the context, and then I'll explain what I find funny. Is, I've been watching them practice their dance, their expressions of their heritage and everything. And it wasn't until like yesterday that I noticed that when I dance at home, not for anybody else but myself, I see a lot of similarities. I see within myself, I see within my own dance the combination of both sides of my heritage. And I love it. I love me. It just made me love myself that much more. Take more pride in myself than I've ever felt. Going back to this main character in the water dancer, he had taken pride, when he looked around himself, that his genius was not really exceptional among our community. My genius is not exceptional. We have, as a community, we have a lot of genius. We do. We really fucking do. And I am so proud of that. That makes me so happy. I no longer feel othered from both sides like I grew up feeling. I feel like I have community. And also, yes, it is Black History Month. And no, I don't want to center white folks. I just want to, broaden my view for a sec to show you guys that, yes, the focus is us. But in my peripheral are the white accomplices, realizing that they've always been there, lurking in the shadows, moving in the shadows, as Charlotte Dobre likes to say. Played a key role in tandem in the Underground Railroad. In tandem with us, Yes, we do need to unite. And seeing them be more vocal as fuck on social media, being like, guys, my people, shut the fuck up. Shut the entire fuck up with your nonsense, Seeing the white accomplices just calling their own people out and being like, nah, bitch, I don't hate white people because I am a white person, but I do hate whiteness, is what one of them said. And that couldn't have been worded any better. Like, I don't hate white people, I hate whiteness. Me, myself, personally, I hate whiteness. And whiteness is nothing. There are specific, quote unquote, white people that have their own things, But whiteness in and of itself is nothing. It is nothing, and I hate it. I hate nothing. Isn't that lovely? It is nothing but hatred, is what it is. It is nothing but inferiority and mediocrity. And the glorification of such. That's what whiteness is. And that's what I hate. I deplore it. Hate is not the absence or the opposite of love. Like, I can love an individual white person. One of my two best friends is a cishet white man. I love him. I love him to pieces. Without either one of my best friends, I would feel lost. I need both of them. And that is a very beautiful, individual illustration of how we need each other in a larger capacity, like in a larger sense. We do need each other. We need our accomplices, and we need each other. We all need each other. How can we, because those white accomplices of ours realize that it's like they just have fewer shackles. They can move about freely, but there's still like this shackle that's not chained to anything. Not really. But it weighs them down. Because it's like they cannot maintain their privilege or increase their privilege without sacrificing at least a portion of their humanity. And a lot of them, the basis of an accomplice is one who refuses to sacrifice their humanity. That's what it is. Because whiteness is the lack of humanity. They're like, no, bitch. No. I don't give a fuck. I recognize that no matter how much humanity I maintain and how much I am how much of an ally or accomplice I am to the rest of us people, I will always have privilege over those that don't look like me. I that's what they're saying. They're like, yeah, no, I acknowledge this and I'm gonna use it, bitch. Y'all racist ass white motherfuckers ain't gonna listen to nobody else. You gonna listen to me. You gonna see that we don't have to be soulless monsters. And I appreciate that. I also appreciate the fact that for the vast majority of my communities, yes, because I am intersectional, we still maintain our humanity. We don't seek blood. We seek freedom. We seek the freedom to just be without some dumbass constantly sticking their nose in our goddamn business. Let me mind mine and you mind yours. That's what we want. We want to have our own without the risk of it being taken. Another wonderful Black creator on here that I follow, because I've been following a lot of us, like, fuck yeah, said, is it really equality? Is it really equality if it can be taken away? I just realized that wasn't the first person I heard say that was actually a white accomplice. The second person I heard say that was a Black creator. But for real, is it equality if one group can take it away from another? No, it's really not. It's really freaking not. We do not have equality. We have never had equality in this country. And me, myself, back to my individual experience, I have never felt equal to anyone. And now I'm finally feeling equal to the rest of my community. I felt beneath everyone. My community, white folks, obviously, but I've also felt beneath the rest of my Black community. I've always felt beneath it. Because it was like, I was treated that way. I was ostracized because I wasn't allowed to just be myself. That mentality is one of the unhealthy survival tactics that we were forced to develop. Like, oh no, don't stand out too much, because don't stick your neck out, because you will lose it. You will get a noose around that bitch. Don't show up your betters, quote unquote, because they will kill you for it. And that's been true. So of course I didn't understand that. No matter how many times it was happening to me, I couldn't figure out why. I'm emotionally stunted at the age of I'm still my 13-year-old self in a 38-year-old body. Just wondering, like, I don't understand. I mean, I understand, but I don't understand, you know? Like, why does it have to be that way? Like, why do you need this, quote unquote, power over us? Like, why? Why do you need to other us and yet take from us? It makes no sense to me. I mean, it makes sense in the fact that, like, in the most shallow way, you know, those with inferiority complexes really do feel the need to control others. Anybody who has a sense of self-worth doesn't feel that towards anybody. They're like, no, I know my worth. I'm good. I don't need to control you. I'm gonna control me, because that's all I can control. Duh. Only thing is, I won't let you control me. That's it. Anyways, I'm going to get back to reading this book, The Will to Change, Men, Masculinity, and Love by Bell Hooks, because it's been really helping me when it comes to gender roles and the patriarchy as well. So yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you later.